back to another video. I have a few things I want to address before we start the video. If you guys have noticed the lack of content and stuff that has brought a big, deep lack of views in my videos, and I want to say that I have been slacking off, and I am really sorry, guys. I have just not been putting the energy and time to produce good quality videos, so I promise that's going to change, and I promise we'll get back on track. Hit the Ropes hasn't had a new podcast in almost 2 weeks. I am working on SmackDown. Mike will be working on Monday Night Raw. We will get them up as soon as we can. We want to get back on track and make better quality videos, so we will figure that out. But I have something I want to talk about. So this is breaking news. Just posted a couple minutes ago. Khabib Nurmagomedov has threatened to leave UFC if they fire some of his teammates, including the featherweight Zabar Tugarov. I don't know how to say his name, but basically Khabib took to Insta and basically said, "Look, why didn't you fire Connor's guys when they attacked the bus? You're gonna do it to my guys." And he says, if they do that, I'm quitting. I'm summarizing what he said. And he even said, "You can hand me my broken contract and I'll take it." He will defend his brothers. And most of all, he even said, "You can keep my money. I don't give a shit about my fine and shit." So Khabib doesn't care. But I have to say, I want to talk about this personally because, look, you guys know for a fact I'm a Conor fan. I'm not going to be biased right now. I'm going to be really on Khabib, and I'm going to be honest. Khabib deserved that win. Even though I was rooting for Conor, I had to admit, Khabib deserved the win. Now, listen. I'm going to talk solely. I know this video is going to get a little mixed reaction, but listen. Khabib, I know you want to defend your honor, and I get it. But you need to understand something. You were the victim in this. You were made to look like the good guy, and you are a good guy. Conor did all the trash talking, insulted your father, religion, everything. And that's how he sells fights. But Khabib, you beat him. End of the story. You have the win under your title. You had it all. You literally did what other people probably couldn't do. You beat Conor McGregor. That alone is everything you need to know. Instead of taking your win like a man, and you did, but instead of taking it and just walking with the belt, you jumped the fence. You attacked his teammates. Now, whether who hit who first or what, but Khabib, you leaped out of the cage. So for that, you are guilty. And I'm not saying for me, I'm saying for what they're looking at. Khabib, you are guilty. Just as Conor was guilty for jumping the bus. Now listen, I understand why you did it. I understand completely. And if anything, I can understand it. Khabib, you had a right to an extent to do what you did. Because I know, if someone talks about your family, your religion, your beliefs, and if they talk about your personal life, hell, I would have did the same thing. However, I would not have jumped that cage. I would not have attacked people outside of the arena. Because listen, Khabib, you're around, and I don't give a fuck if he watches, but there are people around you that are Conor fans. What would have happened if they decided to hit you and then you punched them? You would have been in more trouble by hitting a fan. At least you went after a trainer. Now your guys went in the ring and attacked Conor. Now whether Conor hit first or who, I gotta figure that out because I have to watch it. I will make a final video on who's to blame. But Khabib, you have to understand. Conor may have did a bad thing, and he has his problems already. He's facing New York problems already. He's gonna be sued. He was really prosecuted. So you can't say Conor didn't was reprehended for his actions. Now Conor, you kind of brought this on your own. Even though I love you, you did this yourself. You talked all the shit. You kind of backed it up, but in the end, you did not overcome that hurdle. And when he jumped your stuff, you can't look like the victim here, because honestly, this was what was coming. Now listen, let's be real here. McGregor lost fair and square. I'm being completely honest. And he took his L as humble as anybody can. He didn't do anything bad. I'm watching him, and all he did, also I'm trying to fix my phone because my phone has a really weird case. Look, McGregor lost fair and square, and you took the L as best as any man could. You just sat there and reminisced. So I give Conor respect for that. That, for me, is something I respect. But Khabib, what were you doing? You won by submission, which was fine. You tried to strangle him on the ground and basically trash-talked him. And they needed assistance to get him off of Conor. Then you really messed up when you jump out the cage to jump somebody. Then your team goes out and attacks Conor as a big F you. And also, I'm just looking at something right now on my phone. But listen, as a normal person that watches the fight, in my opinion, I will get into that later. But the point is, Khabib, your team literally was looked at as the good guys. You had the win. But when you jumped that fence, when you did what you did and your team comes in, you can't sit there and say, oh, I can't get any reprehension because he did it. Conor's already got his problems, so he's going to have to deal with that. You may have to deal with something very, very bad. They may take away your visa. They may take away your title. They may ban you and fine you. You don't care about the money and shit, fine. But you can't sit there and say, oh, that you had every right. Look, even though I understand, it's unprofessional. And I agree with your father. Your father said it perfectly. What you do in the ring is between you two. But when you take your problems and escalate it outside the ring, then you have a problem. Especially like he said, even though there were no women and children, it still stands. You can't just jump out when there are people there. And you are in an arena with Conor fans all over the place. So imagine what would have happened if one of those fans socked you and you sock him. Even though the fan would be wrong, you still laid a hand on him if that happened. So the point is, I don't want to see you leave UFC, and I understand your stance, but Khabib, you got to understand, this is the punishment that happens when you do something. And again, I understand why you did it, and I don't disagree why you did it, but I disagree with the fact about how you did it. You had the win, you could have walked away with the belt and proved to everybody. But now you turn the tables, now you're looking like the bad guy, and you really aren't. So my point in case is next time, be very, very careful with what you do. So that's all I have to say. So that's going to do it for this video. I really don't know if you guys are going to agree, disagree, but thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know, what do you think of the Khabib-McGregor fight? What do you think he should, honestly? I think personally he shouldn't be stripped of the title. I think that they should just keep the fine, maybe suspend him for a couple of months, then bring him back. But if they strip him of the title, that's going to be intense. I really don't know. So that's going to do it. Thanks for watching and peace.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face, tell me that you love me.